3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to Eastwood Collegiate and the string audition information. My name is Ms. Hunsberger Short. I'm also known as Hunsie. And I will be walking you through all the information that you need to know about how to audition for strings at Eastwood. I am the strings teacher, so if I didn't say that before. So you're going to start on the Eastwood Collegiate webpage, and you're going to click on the Arts tab over here to the right. And this is going to take you to our landing page for the arts. You're going to click on New IAP Applicants. And that's going to take you to all of our audition instructions. So there's some information here about who to contact if you have questions. Our arts registrar, Arlene, our head of guidance, Mr. Hooper. There's some important dates on here that you need to keep in mind. Arlene's going to talk more about the application and audition, or the application process, and all you need to provide for that. So I'm going to scroll down here until we find our strings audition information, which is down here. You're going to click on Strings Audition Instructions. And that opens up this document. You're going to need to go back and forth between this document and that other screen a lot. So just make sure that you read this document very, very carefully. Okay, we're going to talk it through right now. So the submission due date is January 19th, 2021. You will be evaluated on your ability to take the music major class at the advanced level. Specific evaluation will focus primarily on skill, experience, and preparation level. Your potential to grow as a music student will also be a factor in the evaluation. Pitch and rhythmic accuracy, intonation, tone quality, poise, and musicality will be evaluated using the criteria below. If you are unable to access the instrument that you plan on auditioning with due to COVID-19, you really need to email our arts registrar, Arlene. There's also a form that Arlene can set you up with if you need to borrow an instrument. The first place to check is with your school, because if your school has a strings program, but the instruments just aren't being used this year due to COVID, but you want to audition on strings, you might want to contact your principal or your music teacher and see if you can borrow one to prepare. That'd be a great idea, and preferably before the winter break. But if you really can't get one, then contact Arlene and you can borrow one from Eastwood. So you may submit video requirements. You may submit each section as one video or 4 separate videos. So if you have the skills to be able to splice the videos together and make it into one big video, that's great. If you don't, then separate videos is fine. And please also submit a PDF or a scanned copy of your solo if you choose option A in the solo section, which I'll talk about in a second. So part 1 is the solo. Your solo does not need to be memorized, but you should be able to play it without finger numbers or note names on your sheet music, okay? I know occasionally we have a few finger numbers. If you know you need a low 2 in there for the cellos or basses, a second finger, you might want to write the fingerings in to help yourself. That's fine. You're also making a video of yourself, so to be honest, I can't see if you've got your sheet music on the stand. Do it, can I? That's okay though. So option A, if you have a private music teacher, please talk to them and choose and record yourself playing a solo that demonstrates your current technical level. So if you can do shifting, if you can do slurs, if you can do double stops, play something that shows me that, okay? Important, you must submit a PDF copy of your solo if you choose this option, because I need to see what you're playing. I don't know all of the music for strings, so a copy of that would be great, either a PDF or a scanned copy. With some cell phones, you can even take a scan just as a photo. So please look into that. If you do not have a private music teacher, please record yourself playing the selection provided. It should be played at a speed of 85 to 100 BPM. So that is back on our other page here. So if we click back over here, here are the option B solos. Okay, so for viola, bass, cello, and violin, I'll click on the viola one, because the violas generally don't get enough love. Okay, so there it is. It's called Chorus from Judas Maccabeus. I put a note in there that you use low second finger on both A and D string, just in case you might forget about that or you don't know what that means. Yeah, and there's a little solo. Now we're going to go back to our audition instructions and keep talking. So now we're down on the second page. So part 2, scales. Once again, there's 2 options. So if you have a private music teacher, please consult with them and choose and record a scale that demonstrates your current technical level. So again, if you can play a 3-octave G major scale, play it for me. Go for it. Whatever you got, show me what you got. If you do not have a private music teacher, please record yourself playing one of the scales listed below. Okay, so for a violin, you're going to do 2-octave G major. If you're a viola or cello, you're going to do a 2-octave C major. And if you're a bass, you're going to play 1-octave A major. Okay, all scales should be at a quarter note minimum, 100 BPM. Okay, that BPM, in case you don't know, means beats per minute. And you can actually look up online a quick free metronome. I'm going to just do that really quickly right now. You can just Google metronome, N-O-M-E. And hey, you get it, and there's one right there, and it's already set at 100 BPM. Perfect. So here's 100 BPM. So da 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 da, like that. Okay. So that's how fast you're going to do it, and it must be memorized. Now the next thing, part 3, is the rhythmic reading. So you're going to record yourself playing the rhythm sight reading document on an open string of your choice. Playing on an open string of your choice. You will perform 4 to 5 lines of progressively more challenging rhythms. Please demonstrate your rhythmic proficiency as far as you can on your instrument. So once again, if we go back to our other page here, there's a section you see here that says part 3, rhythm sight reading. So you click on that. It opens this page, and it gives you some information there about doing it with the metronome. Oh, that says between 75 and 80. Ooh, well, you pick the speed then. Either 100, whatever you got, okay? But we need to be able to hear, I need to be able to hear the metronome clicking in your video so I can tell that you stay on time, okay? You can clap or play one line at a time. Note that there's a repeat sign at the end of the line with a pause between each line. If you want to clap, that's fine. I'd maybe prefer to see you play it on your instrument because you're going to have to play it on your instrument, right? So take note of the time signature as it changes with each line. Each line becomes progressively more difficult, and do your best to play on a comfortable note or open string for us as far as you confidently can. The level of difficulty you're able to perform will not affect your placement in the program. So if you can only do the first couple lines, that's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? So you'll notice here's our first example. It's got a repeat at the end. So you would play that through, then repeat it, do it again, okay? Leave your metronome going. Just take a minute to breathe, figure out, the time signature, because this next one goes into 3/4 time. Okay, so count for yourself in your head. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then play the second line again with the repeat, okay, all the way through. So you play that line 2 times, then you take a breather. And if you can do the third line, it's back to 4/4 time. Watch out for those triplets. Lots of triplets in this third line, okay? Again, with the repeat, take another break. 3/4 time has 16th notes. This is 16th note city. So do your best on that one. Repeat it again. Then take another break. And then if you can make it to the last line, this is in 6/8 time. So a little bit trickier. And hopefully you know what that means and how to count that. If you don't worry about it. Okay, that's something that we can work on with you. Back to our other page, to our audition instructions. And we are on part 4, the listening skills. So you're going to listen to the audio clip provided on the website and record yourself playing back the short melody in D major on your instrument. So notice that they are in D major. The first note of all of them will be open D. Okay, so just start on open D for all of them and play it as best you can. The examples are recorded on piano. So let me just go back to the other page here and show you. Here's the listening skill examples. Okay, so melody 1 sounds like this. Okay, so then you record yourself, you listen, and then you play it back to me, starting on open D. It's going to be at a different octave, obviously, if you're playing on, especially on cello and bass. Don't worry about that, okay? Just play those, and there's 3 of them, and they get more challenging with each one. Okay, so again, it says vocal and strings because the vocal ones start on the same note, so don't worry about that. Okay. Continuing on. If you're auditioning for grade 10 and up, you have to complete the previous grade level of music at your current school by June 30th of 2021 and follow the instructions above. And a more challenging solo selection is highly encouraged. Okay, so if you're grade 10 or above and you want to come join us at Eastwood, that's great. Just make sure that you've taken grade 9 music. It doesn't have to be strings, because maybe you take private lessons, but you're coming from a school where there is no strings, because there aren't many schools in the surrounding area that do have strings. So if you're coming from a school that doesn't have it, that's okay. Just make sure that you finish grade 9 music at your school, or grade 10 or whatever grade you're in. So for your submissions of your video, make sure you have all 4 requirements. So your solo, your scale, the rhythms, and the listening. And remember to submit a PDF or JPEG of the solo if you choose option A. So if you're playing a different solo than what's on the website, your own pick, because you have a private teacher, that's great. Just make sure you send me a copy of the music. Download your videos in MP4 format. That's important. Then you're going to rename the videos with your full name and the title of the program. Okay, so your first name, last name, or last name, first name, sorry, it says right there, last name, first name, strings 1. Okay, and if you're submitting multiple videos, number them in sequence. So last name, first name, strings 2, etc. Upload your properly named videos into the digital submissions Google form. And Arlene will talk more about that. Note that we can only accept videos that have been downloaded and uploaded as MP4 attachments. We cannot accept files that are in other formats or that have been shared instead of exported. Okay? That's just for security's sake and also for consistency, because we know we can open those. Please note that all presentations must be appropriate for a school environment. If you want to dress like you would for an audition, that's great. For more information regarding preparing your audition, finding a private teacher, or any other questions, you can contact me. So Kirsten Hunsberger Short.wrdsb.ca. If you're on the board email, you can just start typing in my name and it'll show up. And or you can call the school and leave me a voicemail message. That'd be fine too. And or you can just call the school and ask for Hunzi. They know who that is too. Okay. So thank you very much. And once again, thank you for your interest in auditioning for strings at Eastwood. I look forward to seeing your audition, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you in the future. Take care.